Stick around till the end to see how I predicted the earthquake and what I did after this. You don't want to miss this. Unfortunately, I was unable to travel to Phuket this month. It would have been really good just to showcase the atmosphere over there and to really reflect on what occurred 20 years ago. This month and year actually marks the 20th anniversary of one of the most deadliest and shocking events in history. And it really does make me reflect on, the sadness, the disbelief, the mass destruction I saw with my very own eyes. And it just goes to show how strong and resilient the Thai people are, the unity, the camaraderie within them. It's just very inspiring. I was only 10 years old. It was my first trip to Thailand. My old man worked for Thai Airways. I remember being so thrilled about this upcoming holiday. However, little was I aware and able to comprehend the devastating event that took place months prior until I landed. Buildings were torn down, there were deserted towns. Locals were actually chasing you down like 100, 200 meters with their calculators. They wanted to bargain and get you in to purchase their goods or lead you into their restaurants. It was very eye-opening, to say the least. Heads were turning. Many were actually shocked to see Farangs or tourists walking down the street so soon after the event. For the Thais to slowly start to see tourism come back to life, it was very important to them. And they really appreciated how much we do love them and support them in a way to get them back on their feet. At such a young age, it was one of the best education trips ever. I was in grade 4 or 5, and to share many stories with my family, to the locals and back and forth, it really makes you appreciate where you come from and your upbringings and just staying together as one. Stay with me as I'm going to delve into how I warned my family of an earthquake. Been fortunate enough to travel to Thailand 20 times over the last 20 years. Absolutely love it. As a result of my father working at Thai Airways, the culture, the food, the smiles, just the beaches, it's just all breathtaking. And, my old man says, all you do is use and abuse me for my cheap fares, cheap business class tickets. Shout out to Dad, we love ya. I mean, to some extent, that's true, not entirely. This brings me to what unfolded on my very next trip to Thailand in 2007. I mean, I was a bit of a nerd with the whole, aviation scene and following earthquakes, stormy weather. And, still to this day, nothing has really changed. It's a bit of a hobby of mine, a passion. So we decided to travel back to Phuket to see it in a different perspective as opposed to the first time post-tsunami. And this is when it gets interesting. Just prior to departing, I was on an earthquake tracking website, as you know, what typical 12-year-olds would be doing in their spare time. And turns out there was a significant high chance of an earthquake in the Indonesian area. So very similar to the 2004 earthquake tsunami region. Like, imagine this happening to you guys. What would be your reaction? It was like 6 or 12 hours before our flight coming across this. Mind you, it was like a 0.25% chance of actually happening, 0.25%, which is high in earthquake terms, but in reality, it's very slim. As a result of this, I, rushed to tell the parents, and they kind of just brushed it off, laughed it off, took it with a grain of salt. And yeah, I also told them there were going to be lots of storms in the area as we're going in monsoon season as well. Cut forward to landing in Phuket on the 12th of September 2007. Just goes to show my luck, surprise, surprise, blistering sun, clear skies. I remember Dad looking at me, laughing in my face and saying, "Matt, where are the storms at?" 1 out of 2 in your predictions. Let's see how that earthquake goes. Just typical dads, eh? Taking the piss, taking the mickey, you know, just laugh it off. However, things took a turn that night. So I was in the shower, getting ready to go out, you know, shampooing, getting the soap on, when all of a sudden, I hear my dad shouting out to me, "Matt, come here, come here." And then I came. So I'm cleaning myself up and I say, "I'll be out in a minute." And Dad responds and says, "There's been a 8.4 magnitude earthquake that's just hit Indonesia." Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I froze. I remember Mum and Dad laughing at me when I warned them that there was going to be an earthquake. And I had this strong, you know, gut churning feeling inside me. And instantly I felt like this dread in my stomach when it kind of all became a reality. And that's when everything spiraled out of control. Once I got out of the shower, I just saw the news breaking on BBC and we were just all alarmed. We couldn't kind of comprehend what was unfolding in front of us. Dad, Mum, my brother, my sister and myself decided to kind of venture out and grab dinner. We were unaware of the situation, or it was all so foreign to us. So yeah, we walked just down the road, probably 50 meters, 100 meters, straight away. You know, the wind was howling, the waves were crashing down. I could still vividly remember just the waves crashing into the shore, and the tsunami alarms were going off. So they were previously installed when that first massive tsunami hit. And yeah, the roads were empty. I remember this American man just running up to us and he was just distressed, and yeah, he kind of just mentioned, I relived that moment a few years ago. You guys should get to higher ground, get as far away from the beach as you can. Just for context as well, guys, we were staying at the Diamond Cliff Resort in Patong in Phuket. If any of you guys are aware of that, it's right on the beach. However, it's slightly elevated. Our room was up this hill. So yeah, the decision came, that man approached us, and mind you, I was a chubby kid for a 12-year-old. I was always hungry. You know, I was starving, and straight away after hearing that information and knowing how serious the situation was, still to this day, Mum says that she's never seen me run so fast back to the hotel to get room service. I probably could have given Usain Bolt a run for his money, no pun intended. Fortunately, there was a sigh of relief as the earthquake was deeper than anticipated, which resulted in the fault plate motion not as critical. So it was less severe, resulting in only small choppy waves, nothing like the 2004 tsunami with 30-foot waves, 10 meters. So that was really great news. Guys, I need to know, let me ask you this. Has there been a time where you faced adversity through Mother Nature, any natural disasters? What were the consequences? How did you react? Let me know in the comments. I am intrigued. I want to know, honestly. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button for Mellow Island Matt. More to come. This is going to be huge. And annihilate the like button, do all that kind of jazz, and we'll see you in the next one.